right. Thanks again for making the decision to hang out and listen. And like I've said before, I am always grateful for your presence and your attention. I think this is a good outlet for capturing and just having a record of my thoughts and other people's thoughts, because I know soon I'll have some guests and we'll get into a lot more in-depth conversations, because everything I show or talk about here in these 8, 10, 12 minute podcast episodes is very surface level, and there's a lot of depth to the things that I share, and we'll get into that stuff eventually. But for right now, I'm just kind of giving you the high level of how my brain works, just to let everybody know what's possible for themselves. And that being said, I wanted to share something that happened to me yesterday that rarely happens to me, to be honest. And I rarely negotiate with myself in the mornings when it comes to my routine and my workouts. I'm very regimented and disciplined when it comes to that schedule. I wake up very early and get to the gym, get my workout in, get my movement in, and I'm home before everybody starts leaving for work. And even though I am that disciplined on a daily basis, there are still days where I don't want to go, of course. Everyone has those days, no matter how elite they are. And I had one of those days yesterday, and I had to negotiate with myself. And the negotiation wasn't just one-sided. It was between my higher self and my lower self. The higher self, it wants growth. It wants to ascend and create opportunities and just be better every single day. And the lower self wants the complete opposite. It wants to be complacent and lazy and keep us in the past and keep us in fear. And every day in all the decisions we make, maybe not all of them, but most of the decisions we make on a daily basis, we're having that conversation with ourselves. Most of the time it's an unconscious conversation. However, as you get better at recognizing those conversations, they become a more conscious decision and conversation. So that's what I had yesterday. My lower self was like, man, I'm feeling lazy. Which also was being whispered to me by my body to get a little extra rest. And the only way my higher self was going to allow that was to push off that obligation and that responsibility until later that afternoon. And as soon as my lower self heard that, it was like, yeah, bet, let's go back to bed. We'll do that. So that's what I did. I went back to sleep for maybe another hour. And the discipline that I've put in place over the years still allowed me to get up early. I think I was still up by 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I still got my movement in, even though I wasn't doing something extremely physical like moving some weights or things like that at the gym. I got up and I went for my daily walk. And, it's more of a gentle awakening by doing that and just moving my body in general. I woke up, got hydrated, put some clothes on, and went for a walk. So I still got my movement in. It just wasn't as, physical as weightlifting. And, I held myself accountable that afternoon. I still went to the gym. And I do look forward to the afternoon workouts when they happen, which are pretty rare, because I'm able to get some food in my stomach and get the energy from that food, because I normally fast into overnight, and then until I don't eat breakfast usually till between 9 and 10 a.m. So yesterday I had the opportunity to have some fuel in me, so it felt pretty good. I felt pretty energized, and And the point is to just kind of bring some awareness to the fact that that negotiation between our higher and lower self happens every day on many, many situations. And it takes a little while to know who we are and understand how we operate in order to make the good decisions, the decisions that are going to benefit us and allow growth, instead of keep us in a place of, lack and complacency. And thankfully, I've cultivated that over the years, and that is, I was able to win that negotiation. And a negotiation benefits both parties for the most part, right? So I still got to get some rest, but I also got to get my workout in, and both were important, especially at that point for me. And there also has to be awareness about, okay, am I just being lazy, or is my body really telling me it needs a break? And which can be a very fine line, or no line at all, if you're not aware of who you are and you don't know how those conversations happen unconsciously. So being able to, put your thumb on that kind of stuff is very valuable. It'll keep you moving forward. And if you're not able to catch it, it spills over into other things. In that negative behavior, that complacency spills over into work or school, or even just simple things like maybe you don't even want to go to the grocery store because you're feeling lazy. And your higher self needs to step in. You need to listen to your higher self. Your higher self is always there, but a lot of times people don't listen. So when something like that happens, you need to listen and think of the ways that going to the grocery store is going to benefit you and your family, if you have a family that you have to take care of. How's that going to benefit you? Instead of thinking about, man, I'm just tired and I'm lazy. You'll feel a lot better if you go there and you come home with some goodies and you're like, yeah, this is nice. Just like going to the gym. You might want to be lazy, but I guarantee you, 110%, you go there and come home, you're going to be like, man, I got a lot of energy. I feel good. I'm making progress, doing something for my health and my longevity. So that's kind of all I wanted to share, just to bring some awareness to those conversations that happen. And initially they happen on an unconscious level, and then once we're able to listen to them and recognize when they happen, we can bring them to a conscious level and almost physically have a conversation with ourselves out loud. Sometimes that does have to happen. I've done that too. And we all do it. We all talk to ourselves. So yeah, I just want to bring some awareness to that, the fact that happens to everyone, but you can't let the laziness win. The complacency has its place, just not every day. So, as always, I appreciate you spending the time and being here to help me create the moment. I'm grateful for you and the opportunities, and have a beautiful day.